Arkham City is the 2011 follow-up to 2009's Arkham Asylum. Being alluded to via the secret room in Asylum, City takes the foundation that Asylum set down but expands the scale and raises the stakes. Where Asylum was inspired by Arkham Asylum, A Serious House on Serious Earth for its story, City was inspired by the big 90s crossover No Man's Land. In No Man's Land, we see the city being evacuated and cut off from the rest of the world, being declared a No Man's Land, leaving all sorts of factions of criminals being left over, with whoever was left being caught in the crossfire of multiple gang wars. In the case for Arkham City, they evacuated the old Gotham portion of the city to become a walled-off prison run by Hugo Strange and his military police made up of Tiger agents. Inside the prison, you of course have a wide variety of Batman villains from both places like Blackgate and Arkham Asylum, as well as political prisoners. They even include an unlockable story that details an earthquake hitting this part of Gotham like the source material. With more characters in this game, there are more moving parts plot-wise and more stakes. Last time, it was Joker's plan, with the other notable villains just sort of being around there for Asylum. Here we have Hugo Strange operating the prison after manipulating the Asylum's warden Quincy Sharp. Hugo had a scheme to corral all the villains within this prison city, and then later on wipe them out after a certain period of time with Protocol 10. While that clock is ticking with Hugo, we also have a storyline going on with the Joker, as you would expect. Currently, Joker is terminally ill with a blood disease carrying over from him injecting himself with Titan in the prior game, leaving him close to death here. After capturing Batman and doing a blood transfusion, Joker sends his blood to hospitals all across the area, so it is a ticking clock to make sure there is a cure before Joker dies, and Batman himself of course, and to cure and stop the blood from reaching those hospitals. Below those plots, there is gang warfare going on similar to the source material. The main players in this one are Penguin, Two-Face, and to a degree Joker and Harley Quinn. We also have some smaller scale villains like Hush or Zsasz taking advantage of the environment that they're in. Similar to the last game, there are also villains you don't encounter but can read up on and see what they've been up to in between games or just before this game starts, like a villain like Ratcatcher, for example. Every villain mentioned or shown in the last game appears in this one to varying extents. Some stay as Easter egg references, but a few make their in-person debuts. All but one of the main voice actors return. This time Harley Quinn is now being voiced by Tara Strong, starting Tara's tenure as the usual main voice for Harley in various media. So you swap one DC animated universe actor for another. Among all these character additions, some include new playable ones. Yes, the Joker was available as a playable character in the PS3 version. You could use him in challenge maps, but that was an exclusive thing at the time. Now it's on everything, but at the time it was only on PS3. This time, everyone has access to 3 characters in Catwoman, Robin, and Nightwing. All 3 are playable characters in challenge maps, but Catwoman is the biggest addition. She has her own story campaign that intertwines with the main plot. Thematically, I'd argue the opening shot of her portion of the campaign is very important with how the game ends. She can also go and free roam throughout the map once you beat the main story. And she also has Riddler trophies that only she can collect. Robin briefly appears in the game's story, but becomes the main character of the Harley Quinn's Revenge DLC, which is set after the main storyline. And sadly, Nightwing is only regulated to just challenge maps, so if you want to play as him, you're just going to have to do that. On the bright side, there are a couple of challenge map campaigns that are sorta canon to the main story, arguably. Most notably the one where Black Mask escapes from Arkham City prior to the events of the game, or Nightwing defending Wayne Manor against Tiger Guards. They have no direct impact on what Batman is up to in the game, but there is at least a nod to the Black Mask one within the game that you can find. Circling back to the Riddler trophies that I mentioned earlier, including Catwoman's, there are a whopping 440 total riddles in the game between trophies and things that you can scan, and like last time, they really force you to explore the map if you choose to get them all. This time, collecting them can get you a slew of things between unlocking challenge maps, concept art, and character trophies, as well as the patient interview tapes and written stories covering events that bridge the gap between the prior game and this one.
I wish to understand you. I have read the reports, seen the footage, and now I want to hear your side of the story.
We'll see.
I assume that you feel the need to toss your coin in order to decide whether to answer my questions.
You ready to find out?
Well?
Came up bad. Sorry.
Not a problem. Guard, take Mr. Dent's coin off of him.
No!
Good. Now let us see what fate has in store for you.
You promised me another doctor. Strange.
Maybe you shouldn't have killed the one I sent last week. What made you do it?
Fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly. Besides, it was worth it to see the look on her face. Hey, you know what? I think I've got a piece of it here in my pocket.
You are trying my patience. That was the third doctor you've killed.
Well, keep on sending them, Doc. I'm trying to break my record.
The tapes are similar to the last game, but this time it's Hugo interviewing the characters, plus there are a couple of other audio recordings, like broadcasts from within the universe. As I mentioned, these require you to go around and really explore the map, and it really just helps expand the world building because this time you're actually in part of the city as opposed to just being isolated to the asylum and its grounds. So here you can see things like Ace Chemicals, you can go to locations like the courthouse or Crime Alley or other various important or notable locations within the Batman mythos. If you're a new fan, this can lead you down all sorts of rabbit holes as far as just getting into the lore of Batman and the related things with that character. If you're a seasoned fan, then you obviously know how cool it is to just see all these things within the universe being represented here. Like Asylum with its secret room, City is also a complete story that leaves plenty of teases for an even more expansive sequel. With things like Azrael's prophecy, Hush getting officially set up, and Scarecrow's Easter egg, they leave plenty of things to keep you interested in where this continuity will go. Despite how much I've gushed over this game, there are some holes that you can punch into the main plot considering the short amount of time that's supposed to be set in, and also how a few elements are sort of just pushed in there to make it work properly, like Talia al Ghul. But I still find the story to be really enjoyable and really good by the standards of large-scale Batman event-like stories. I'd also argue that every game in this series after the initial Arkham Asylum game sort of has similar symptoms as far as just forced aspects, and especially the short amount of time that they're set in. But overall, I think City does a really good job at continuing on where Asylum left off, where it is a great ride for both new and experienced fans, and it allows you to live in that world and reward you for looking a little deeper into the aspects of what makes up that world. I want to thank you for watching or listening up until this point. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, ring the bell, all the fun algorithm boosted things. I appreciate it when you guys do that. If you want to hear me talk more about Batman, we got plenty of Batman stuff here on the channel. I'm definitely going to talk about him more in the future. He's one of my favorite comic book characters overall. I'll definitely be doing one of these videos for Arkham Origins. Not entirely sure if I want to do one about Arkham Knight since I'm pretty on that game regarding the stuff that this video and the last one are about, at least, but you never know, I might end up doing that. Just stick around for more Batman related stuff, and I will catch you guys in the next video.